I've seen the quotes and the video of it from Roy Keane. I think Roy Keane's been a bit of a bully there because Harry Maguire has been under a lot of pressure. Some not very good performances for Manchester United. The next game available to prove that, you know, you're a good centre-half. Yes, it's Albania, but still, you know, he had a job to do. He scores, you know, the excitement of scoring. You're going to celebrate. If I was going for a run of bad form when I scored a goal, I'm going to do exact same celebration. Hands on your ears to the critics that, you know, I'm going to try and put in a good performance. And you've done that, Harry Maguire. I think for me, he's bullying from Roy Keane, and everyone sort of jumps on the bandwagon whenever Roy Keane says something.
Okay, there you go. Those are the comments that Roy Keane made on ITV. He said it's embarrassing, he's a disgrace, the last few months in Manchester United. So I think he kind of thought, well, look, he's not been turning up for Manchester United. He's our captain. We've really needed him. He plays for England, he scores 1 goal against Andorra, and he thinks he can celebrate like that. It's embarrassing. Earlier on, we spoke to Ali about it. Ali, just in summary, just tell us what you said and then we'll get Jamie's comments.
I don't have a problem with Harry Maguire celebrating the way he did. Not a problem with it at all. Scores for his country. Listen, Roy Keane is also correct in his criticism of Harry Maguire, who hasn't been showing anything like the form that he did in the summer, for example, for Manchester United. So, you know, I don't have a problem with it. I'm looking at the wording of it, Woodsy and Jamie, and it's, you know, embarrassing. He's been a disgrace. It's strong.
Yeah,
it's very, very strong.
Isn't it?
It is. It's, you know, when you look at it in the cold light there, Woodsy, that is very, very strong. Maybe slightly over the top, but I don't think anybody could argue the fact that he deserves to be criticised, as a few others have.
It's very difficult to kind of question Roy Keane because he was such a great captain for Manchester United. So the problem you've got is Roy Keane doesn't, you know, hold his words back. He will say what he thinks, and the problem is his opinion matters when it comes to Manchester United and a captain like Harry Maguire. When he says something, it's going to resonate with people because he was probably one of their greatest captains. So I thought it was a bit harsh. But look, I have to say, I don't think he's bullying Harry Maguire. I think Gabby's probably a little bit off there. He's just given an opinion. He's a pundit. He gets paid to give an opinion. And you have to agree with Roy Keane in some aspects of what he's trying to say. He hasn't been good enough for Manchester United this season. But what do we want players to be? Do we want, you know, they're human beings, right? I think we're very quick to jump on the bandwagon of criticising players. But, you know, let's put it into context, because I heard Harry Kane's interview as well, Laura, where, you know, he said he's mentally tired, you know, the heartache from the Euros, and everyone jumps on the fact, well, they get paid 250 grand a week. We're allowed to criticise them, which is, fair enough. They get paid an awful lot of money. But they're also human beings with real emotions. And they would have been absolutely distraught over the summer because they lost that European final. They would have been gutted. We were all gutted, and we were just fans. Can you imagine how they felt? They were living in it. They were doing it. They were there. So they must have absolutely broken, all of them. To then come back 2 weeks later and expect to be unbelievable and it all be forgotten about and put in world-class performances, you know, sometimes you've got to give them a little bit of slack. And you know, we build them up and then we're very quick in Britain to knock them down very quickly. So
you're
I think it's a bit harsh.
100% right, because we're the same people that would be criticising Harry Maguire if he didn't show any emotion when he scored.
Of course.
We're the same people. Well, we're the same people that would be criticising Harry Kane if he didn't score, you know, at the weekend. So they do. So we can't have it both ways.
I think you've got to be careful, right? Because, you know, Harry Maguire, for me, he's a great player. Harry Kane, a great player. They haven't been performing for their country, for their clubs this season. But then they go away for their country and perform. So you've got to look at it and go, right, well, let's have a look at it then. They've obviously had a hangover from the Euros. They're obviously mentally tired from the fact that they lost a huge tournament that we all wanted them to win. And, you know, we're very quick to dig them out. But maybe we should ask the question, well, why are they not performing? Why are they, why? Because Harry Maguire's a great player. He's been poor for Man United this season. So why is he not performing? Instead of just jumping on it and criticising, calling them an embarrassment and a disgrace, we're all very quick to do that, but we're not very quick to back them when maybe they probably need a bit of backing.
We make the comparisons as well, don't we? Because we could look at Declan Rice's form, for example, and say, well, he was playing the same games. Why has he been playing brilliantly? But sometimes is it, like you say, Jamie, not about comparison, less about comparison, more about these individual circumstances that you might need to look a bit more into, a bit harder.
Well, how many of the actual England players would you say, apart from Declan Rice,
Correct.
are performing at the top of their game?
Correct.
Like, that European team that we all built up immensely, that a European final and then we all were crushed over it.
There's far more not, Jamie. I'll tell you right now, there's far more not.
Like, I missed a penalty in a Carabao Cup final against Man United, and it still haunts me to this day. I still wake up and think about it. Could you
I'm glad you
imagine?
brought that up, because I was looking at that just a minute ago. I thought,
But
God.
it does. It hurt, and Ali will know this. It hurt. You carry things around with you, and them players will carry that moment around, because as a kid, all these players were dreamed about playing for England in a European or a World Cup final and winning that final. They got to that moment of almost doing it, the closest we've become since '66, and we lost it. Now, that would absolutely crush me. So I can't imagine how it felt for them. And then we all just expect and forget about it, come back and put in world-class performances. Sometimes it's not that easy. None of them are performing well, apart from Declan Rice. The rest of them they've all been off their game this season. So there must be a reason behind it. So maybe we should back them a little bit more and get off their back.
All right, those are the thoughts of Jamie O'Hara. We've also got Ali McCoist here.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.